Hello. Well, welcome to the Official podcast. There's a lot of podcasts out there, and they are all cheap imitations and rip-offs and knockoffs and just horrible. Just really, really, really bad. They got like lead in them. They're not approved by the FDA. They use faulty parts and 3D printed cheap shit. I could go on forever, but the point is this is the only real one featuring Jack, which is made up of Jackson, Andrew, and Kaya. And as is tradition, Jackson is going to start us off with a great topic.
Hey guys, that reminded me your little introduction there. Reminded me of something that people have been showing me a lot over the last 8 months. There is apparently another official podcast. And it's just like one of those drama podcasts, you know, of like two people sitting on a couch, like gossiping about whatever's popular at the time. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, not whatever's popular, but like whatever drama's going on the YouTube space. It's like a normie version of the official podcast, but they stole our name completely.
Yeah, they didn't even take 5 seconds to Google that we already existed. It's really, really, really embarrassing, to be honest.
Didn't we see this before? I thought we talked about this.
We talked about
their logo similar, or
I don't know. I don't remember their logo. No, I don't think their logo's similar. But yeah, the name is the official podcast. We talked about it in private. We haven't talked about it on the show.
How big are they?
Bigger than us now. They stole all of our audience. That's how I'm coping with the rationalization.
Really?
Yeah, everyone's looking up the official podcast to find us, but instead they're being sent to that channel. And they're just watching that, thinking, wow, Andrew looks sexy now. Or Jackson looks different.
Sexier now. It's a very important ER, but I get what you're saying.
Well, you do look sexy now, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's just funny that they did no kind of research into if the name was taken or not.
Well, to be fair, neither did we. We may have overwritten another official podcast.
No, I did some extensive Googling back when we started to make sure it wasn't already a thing. So we're in the clear, actually. Huh. Yeah. Because
we should have copyrighted it.
If we go back to one of our specials where we talked about behind the scenes, the original joke that I came up with, by the way, I'll stand on this pedestal, was we call ourselves the official Minecraft podcast. Because it was when Minecraft was blowing up, and then we shortened it to the official podcast. So I did some genuine like snooping to see if that was already a thing, and it wasn't. I'm pretty confident we're the first to ever do that.
Yeah. Plus, remember, I had to buy the domain and buy all the things at the start, and yeah, I looked into it as well.
Yeah.
So
well, we're morally in the right, but
morally in the right. But do we have a legal foot to stand on? Can we sue them?
Oh, 100%. We have years and years of backlog showing that we have this trademark under our belt. Like, they have nothing. What do they have?
I don't think that's how it works. Don't you have to actually register it?
Didn't we?
For public purposes, yes, we did.
How embarrassing it would be if we sued them and we had to take our feet down.
Oh, fuck. All right. Let's theory craft here. The rip-off official podcast featuring two nobody losers comes and sues us for the name. We have to change it. What are we calling ourselves?
The Stakeover?
Yeah,
that's that our backup.
I hate that name so fucking much.
You didn't hate it back then. You loved it.
No, I absolutely did. I hated it. Couldn't stand
you loved it. You were the only one fighting for Stakeover.
No, that was Charlie. I did not like that name because I kept asking, well, what does it mean? What are people going to think it means? And the only explanation was, well, it's like a sleepover with steak. Okay, great.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it could be.
What do you want? A sleepover with tickles and love?
Well, hang on.
Cuddles?
The Jack Off podcast spelled J-A-K is actually a pretty good idea. I don't hate that. Yeah.
Time for a rebrand.
Don't sue us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've kind of been going by that name, like sub-officially for the entire duration. Like,
which
it's
is
always been the Jack
really,
podcast.
really funny because even though it's a very clever joke that we spelled out Jack and it shortens to Jack Off podcast, we did not plan that or see that at all. It was fans that pointed that out. We had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty high. It's pretty witty and highbrow humor.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be expected to understand that.
Yes.
Luckily, the audience is there.
Yes.
No, yeah. I mean, it would suck if it came out that we don't own the copy. Like, we've just kind of spelled our doom publicly. We've given them the weapon that they need to take us out by declaring that we don't have the copyright to our own name. So now they are going to execute us publicly.
Damn, they'll overtake us with incredible, worthwhile content to watch, such as
Oh, I get it. You're being facetious.
Yeah, because they suck. I watched like
just like
half of an episode,
like
said, okay, we're done here. It's not good.
Oh, I'm sure they're okay. Maybe we can merge, acquire them.
Have them on our show. We go on their show.
Well, what are their names? How do we work it into the jack-off kind of format?
I don't know. We'll just title it like the official podcast with the official podcast. And then the same when we go on theirs.
All right, Andrew, what have you got?
Great fucking question, Jackson. I recently went to a Bluegrass concert that I was invited to. Are either of you familiar with Bluegrass?
No.
Okay, so Bluegrass is really cool because you take country and you mash it with rock and roll and kind of it's a little bit of a crossover thing, but every song lyric you'll ever find is like, all right, this is our first song. He put a pistol to his head and pulled the trigger, and then his house burned down with everything in it. His wife and child and dog died. And like they finish the song and everyone applauds and loves it and is having a rip-roaring good time while listening to the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my life.
Is that what makes it
just depressing songs?
Is that the blue part of it?
I guess. I don't know. Like there's like parts.
Where does the grass fit in?
So it was this lady who apparently has the 4th most Grammys of all time and is a super big musician, and I've literally already forgotten her name. Let me Google her. Oh God,
Dolly Parton.
No, you would think Alison Krauss. That's her name, Alison Krauss. She has like the 4th most Grammys ever, tons of awards, been playing for many years. So the crowd was full. The place that we went to was packed with people. And there were cowboy hats everywhere, and a bunch of people started like slow dancing to some of the songs and shit. Like people were having a great time, but every song was, I live in the Dust Bowl, and I can't grow any food, and I'm going to starve to death and die. And that was every song.
I won't make it through the winter.
It really was. Send help. It was. Every single song was about something like that. It was so funny. Oh, man.
I always love when country stars sing about like relatable shit. Like I don't know, like I work on the farm in my tractor and overalls and shovel shit all day out in the baking sun, shit like that. They sing like that, and you know that they just live in like some Los Angeles mansion and they've never seen a farm before in their life. It's the most disingenuous. It's the most disingenuous like song genre, I think, country, because it's never sung by people who are actually like who they say they are, whereas rap and stuff pretty genuine. Hip hop,
and if you want to see it sung by people who are like that, you go on TikTok and watch the really terrible like country rockers and rappers and shit, and they're horrible.
Yeah
The methods.
They keep looking at the camera and going, this is country music written by a real country boy, and then it plays the most embarrassing generic country rock chorus you'll ever hear in your life.
Yeah.
Well, did you have a good time though?
No, I did. I really did, because half of the concert was like, and I think this is where the bluegrass part comes in of country. It's like show off music. Like it's like jazz but country. So they play a beat, and then the guy on the fiddle starts like soloing like crazy, and it's awesome, and it's really impressive. And then the guitarist starts soloing like crazy, and it's fucking sick. And then the guy on the Joe Bro or whatever the fuck it is, like a big steel guitar on his lap, starts soloing. I don't even remember what it was called. And then they get like a fucking acoustic guy, and then they get a mandolin guy, and they get a guy on a slap bass, and like they all take turns just going nuts. And that part is great. That part was really enjoyable. But then the problem is they slow the show down, and someone grabs a mic and goes, my dog's gone to heaven, and I can't wait to meet him. And everyone applauds and loves it and has a great time.
So you have this fantastic time for 90% of it, and then someone comes out and brings the mood down.
Yeah, and that's the whole show. They bring you up with really upbeat, danceable, like country rip-roaring hootenanny music, and then they immediately follow it up with something that'll just drive you to kill yourself. Like really, really depressing shit back and forth.
Or just ignore the lyrics, like I do. Have a good time.
Pretend you can't speak English.
All I know is throughout the night I heard several unironic yeehaws from the crowd, so they were really into it.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
It was nice.
I've always wanted to hear a genuine yeehaw.
Yeah, it was nice. The show itself was very good. You know, if you're into that music, I'd recommend Alison Krauss. She's on tour. Go check her out. It was very, very good. They were all talented, but man, if you...
Her dogs keep dying.
Yeah, if you are prone to getting bummed out by stuff, maybe give it a pass, because they just really hammer it in. It's nuts.
Is there such a thing as just happy music?
K-pop? What do you mean?
Pop.
Well, hip-hop in general is more so about, like...
Pop
music. K-pop.
Getting bitches and shit. Well, I don't know what K-pop's even about. I can't speak the language.
Neither do I. I have no idea.
Disco.
It could be about their puppies getting killed.
But it's fun. It cannot be about sad stuff. It sounds too happy.
No, how about disco, where every song is just, I'm going to dance. And then after I'm done dancing, I'm going to dance some more. That's every disco song.
That's a great pick. Disco. You can't be sad with disco.
Disco might be the happiest music genre. I can't think of anyone that's happier.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe folk, but even that, I feel like they try to tell pretty sad stories in folk songs as well. The blues, someone said. I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand the blues. Ever go out for dinner and it's one of those restaurants that don't let you split the bill? Super frustrating. Someone pays and then you have to send them some of your money, your share for the dinner. It's just an annoying hassle usually, handing over your banking details, trying to put in the right account number and things like that in your banking app. Very annoying. Lucky for everyone, Cash App exists and they make sending and receiving money from people safe, easy, and fast. It's so fast, in fact, you can be signed up in just minutes. No bank account needed either, and then when you receive money into your Cash App account, it's yours right away. No waiting around for confusing reasons above the comprehension of us mere mortals. Not with Cash App anyway. It's in your account, it's yours. I had to send Kaya some money recently because of a bet gone wrong. Lucky for us, I could make the payment cool by using Cash App. I put on a few stamps in that and changed the background color of our little transaction. And boy, I made Kaya smile when he received that money. Not just for the money, but because my personality was attached to that transaction. And that's what being friends is all about. It's about Cash App. It's like a warm Christmas message, but monetarily. So get friends by getting Cash App. For a limited time now, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive code official in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account from the little magical Cash App fairy. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Go check them out. Make your payments using Cash App. A lot of people already do. It's very trusted, very safe, and very reliable. Go check it out if you're not already using Cash App. Thank you very much for supporting the show, and over to Kaya.
So, summer is here, and if you're like me, you probably kind of want to feel better about yourself at the beach and whatnot, right? Even if you're just out and about, normally, you don't always want to be pulling your shirt down, making sure your tummy isn't visible or whatever. You want to lose some weight and get a little bit fitter, stand up straight and whatnot. Fitbot can help you with that. It's like having a little exercise buddy, a little coach in your pocket that you can pull out, you sign up for it, you tell it what your goals are, just general weight loss, building muscle, whatever it may be, and it gives you an exercise plan, which is ideal for people like me because then I don't have to think too deeply about it or what to do. I can just tell it what I want and I get an exercise plan. And with it tells me what days I want to work out, I should work out, which days I should rest, so I don't have to think too deeply about those things either. I get a notification saying, hey, come on Kaya, it's Wednesday, fitness streak, come on, you don't want to break your streak, right? You've been going 16 days now, come on, get up. And even on days that I don't feel like it, even if it's too hot out or whatever, it's kind of useful to have that little nagging beeping on your phone telling you, come on. And then afterwards you can share your workout progress. You tell it what you want, it has achievements and all that sort of gamified stuff that makes it admittedly more fun. tons of exercises curated by exercise fitness experts, and they have videos for like all of them, which is perfect. So you don't have to jump through the YouTube hoops of going on YouTube and getting blocked because you're using ad block. All the videos are in the app. You get demonstrations of how all of the exercises work. Everything is personalized. It tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Perfect fitness buddy, Fitbot. And you can get this deal. You can get this app and 25% off your subscription, or just try the app for free for 7 days at fitbot.me/official. That is fitbod.me/official. Get fit.
All right, so sounds like you had a good week. Sounds like you had a fun time exploring America and going to different places and stuff.
A very interesting week, yeah.
Kaya and myself decided to sit at home all week. We challenged ourselves last week on the podcast. We gave each other a different challenge. My challenge to Kaya was to watch Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. His challenge to me was to watch Until Dawn. And I did that. I watched it. It was like boring. It was like constant.
So help me out here. Have you played the PlayStation game?
Yeah, I've played the PlayStation game.
And from what I've heard, it has nothing to do with the game.
Nothing to do with the game.
All right, not going to watch
it. Loose connection to the location. Because luckily, it had nothing to do with the game.
I loved the game. I thought the game was excellent. And if the movie was about the game, I was going to check it out. But if it's unrelated, I really don't care.
And the movie, spoiler alert, the movie ends on kind of like a it kind of ends with the group from, like, it's indicating that the group from the game is showing up. So this is kind of like a prologue to it, but not at all connected.
Okay, explain what the game is about to people who don't know.
Yeah, go
first of all.
Okay, so have you seen any 80s horror movie to ever exist? Such as Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween.
A group of kids gets hunted down.
Yeah, so a group of kids go to a cabin in the woods, and it's the middle of winter, and some bad juju shit happened there. Without spoiling too much of the game, because part of the game is discovering what bad fucking aura stuff happened there. There's like an abandoned insane asylum and rumors of creatures in the woods. And two of your friends in your group got killed there last year or a couple years before the game takes place. And they all go, we should really meet again to pay a memorial to them and, get together and catch up. And boy, that was a stupid fucking decision, because there's like 9 things that are going to kill you. And the entire point of the game is it's a choose your own adventure. And you're trying to not get killed while playing as different members of the group of kids. And it's very, very good. I normally don't like horror stuff, but I remember loving that game. I think it did it really well.
I think it was a fun game. I played it when it first came out. I haven't ever replayed it, so I can't really remember, honestly. It's been so long. But I loved playing through all of those that studio's games. I think it's Supermassive does it, or something like that. I can't remember the exactly.
Yeah, they kind of make
they do a bunch of other stuff.
They kind of make one game now because of the success of that. Every game they make is like a dark story with a choose your own adventure element.
The Dark Picture anthology.
Yeah.
I've played through all of them. They're all like horrible, apart from Until Dawn, which was like the only good one.
So let me ask you a question. One of my friends really wants me to play The Quarry because he said it was great. Yeah. Is it bad?
It's the one that's closest to the level of quality of Until Dawn. I'd say it doesn't quite hit it, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's not a bad one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to really critically analyze it due to the fact that I think I was drunk at the time I played it, and also like when you're playing with a friend or whatever and you're constantly making jokes throughout it all, it's very hard to pay attention to what the actual plot is doing or where the story is going. You lose a lot of stuff when you're just fucking around with a friend. Which is like what most of the fun of these new games is they're like co-op choose your own adventures.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Kaya, if you haven't played it, it's like $15 on Steam now, and it's like a scary don't nod game, but actually competent and well made. You probably like it.
That's what I heard. And I heard the twist is that they're stuck in a time loop of some sort.
No, actually.
Oh, did the movie just add that?
Yeah,
that would be the movie. I'm not going to spoil the game for people who want to play it, but there is a twist in the game. I won't say what it is, but it's not a time loop.
Okay, well, I'll spoil the movie for you. It's Zombie Slop.
Oh, okay.
Which, yeah. And Jackson, I think, can attest to this because I watched this with family and the girls were excited for like, oh, Until Dawn, just like the game we played back then. It's going to be fun because it has the, what's that thing called? The Wendigo?
Wendigo, yeah.
The Wendigo.
Yeah, that apparently, from what I understand, it kidnaps people and then mimics their voices to lure out the other humans or something like that.
Yeah, it's encrypted from like Native American folklore where like it's kind of a ravenous cannibal that can mimic people's voices and stuff and lure them out.
I thought it was a YouTuber that covered various conspiracy theories and cults.
Yeah, him too. We said the same thing.
Right.
That's what he does. That's what he does in his spare time.
He mimics a guy talking into a camera like a perfect YouTuber, but he's not real. He's a monster.
The concept sounds okay, but then you watch it and it's just zombie slop. It's just zombies going, rah, rah, just clawing at the door, and the characters just kill the zombie over and over 1 billion times and just keeps getting back up.
Yeah, the time loop. I started
checking out.
I think the concept was neat of the movie where like they are stuck in a time loop. It's kind of like a horror Groundhog Day. I thought that whole idea was interesting, but they didn't necessarily really do anything with it. It just kind of, it just kind of becomes constant jump scares towards the end, very tiring. Not fun.
Oh,
dude, this is the first movie in a long time where I have felt just tired of the jump scares had no effect on me by the end of it because it was just constant. There was so many jump scares. I think the most jump scares
Do they usually?
Yeah, because sometimes they're used. Well, when they're used effectively, they're used sparingly, right? Like in Nosferatu, there's like 2 jump scares throughout the entire movie, but they're done effectively and so sparingly that they actually do have an impact on me when they do happen.
I guess my limit is like 1. If I'm watching a horror movie and there's 1 jump scare and I go like, oh, okay, it's one of those movies. And then for the next 47 jump scares just don't work anymore because now I expect it.
Yeah.
Okay, silence, the music is dying down, the character is about to open a door, jump scare incoming, and then it's like a bat flying
and they don't even get around when they're clever because you go, okay, they're going to draw it out. It's really quiet. Oh, it's not a jump scare. It's not a jump scare. Now this third time is going to be a jump scare. And it's so still predictable, you know?
Yeah, I'm never thinking about the movie or what's happening. I'm not baking in the tension that the movie is trying to create or should be trying to create, or thinking about the movie in any way. I'm just thinking about when's the next sound cue going to happen that's going to, jolt me. And it does nothing for my entertainment of the movie ever. So usually with jump scares.
There's some like amateur horror stuff and some YouTube horror videos where at the very beginning they put there are no jump scares in this, and it's like I appreciate that because it kind of lets you know, okay, you can relax, you can enjoy the movie, not have to worry about that shit. But what I've always wanted to do is do like a horror video and put there is 1 jump scare in this video and save it for the middle of the end credits, just to piss people off.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
That's nice. I didn't know they put like in little warnings. Not even a warning, but like a promise, I suppose. Like, hey, this isn't lazy.
Yeah, I've seen jump scares. I've seen some indie horror games that do it, and I really do appreciate it because it lets you, get immersed, get invested in the atmosphere, not feel just tense and agitated,
Yeah, I do not like going and seeing horror movies with jump scares, really. Like, it's not my preferred entertainment form. So if there is a horror movie that's out or whatever, I usually look up like a non-spoiler, is there a jump scare count?
No, I do the same.
Media to see like, am I going into this and am I just going to constantly be jolted annoyingly for the entire movie? Because if so, then it's not enjoyable for me.
I mean, we've been over this 1 billion times. It's not even scary. It's like if somebody said, I'm going to pop this balloon next to your ear and even give you a countdown like 3, 2, 1. That's still annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to make me like jump a little if I'm not allowed to cover my ear.
But
it's not scary. It's just obnoxious.
I've whipped this out a lot, but it's a pretty great summary. It's jump scares are the scary equivalent of a comedian tickling you and then saying, look how funny I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
It's terrible. Anyway, how do you like the movie, Jackson?
No, I was gonna say I always prefer going to see I always prefer horror movies that actually make you scared. Like you said, it's not being scared or fear or anything like that. I much prefer when a horror movie can actually using atmosphere and the concept and the writing as well as how this movie is shot actually convey some feeling of dread or tension. I've heard the new what is it? 28 years later. I think it's 28 years later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sequel to like 28 months later. I've heard that is
months,
it just come out. I've heard that is really good. So
I'm a little pissed though. I'm a little pissed though because it's not 28 years after the originals. It really should have been. They should have waited. They were close.
Oh, right. Like in real time.
Yeah. Make it a real time kind of thing. I think they only had to wait a couple more years.
To the bit. Yeah.
Well, they had to milk it now.
Kaya, though, the movie, like I said, was very generic. I can't really say it was...
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that it was like over the top bad or anything, but it was just like very boring. I don't really have anything to say about it other than just the over-reliance on jump scares, especially towards the part where like towards the end, obviously. It's like every scene there's an attempted jump scare of like a Wendigo like jumping through a window. Like there was one scene I think where like the Wendigo is shown and then immediately after that it jump scares with another Wendigo that comes through a window. And it's like, this is stupid. It's too many jump scares.
I just remember them chasing the characters through like a corridor or an abandoned hospital or whatever the hell it was. For like, if at home you're getting mad at us for getting wrong what a Wendigo is or what a Skinwalker is, like that's not anything in this movie. They're just zombies.
Yeah, they don't.
It's literally just dead characters going "Arr!" and running at you.
Sounds kind of fun.
Terrible fucking movie. No, it isn't. Like, don't get fooled. It's not fun. It's not good fun.
No, it was. Like I said, pretty boring, standard horror movie kind of schlock.
No.
The concept is cool though. The being stuck in a time loop. I think they could have done some interesting things with it, but what it boils down to is basically just a montage of them dying in gruesome ways, kind of like Final Destination. Like they drink some water at some point, and the water causes them to explode. Like it
oh, so stupid.
Like the body gore element, like conceptually pretty cool, and the VFX and stuff pretty cool. But again, they like do very little with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my spoiler-free review of Until Dawn. Lol, I was gonna say, yeah. At the end, they kind of like, I think there's a picture, if I recall correctly, of Rami Malek who shows up obviously in the game. He's one of the main characters in the game. So there's like it lingers on a shot of of that. So if you're going into the movie expecting to get the game or like a movie remake of the game, you got to wait until right before the credits when you see a picture of Rami Malek, and that's all you get basically. That's your entire like game references. I've spoiled
Perfect.
for you.
Do you think, was it one of those movies where the directors are like, yeah, I'm not gonna play the game, fuck that, we're not gonna base it on anything around the game, that's loser shit, we're gonna write our own story? Maybe it was one of those.
They probably played the game. I could see them playing the game, but being like, dude, wouldn't it be so cool if we set this before the game and didn't reference the game at all, but it was set in the same place as the game?
Aren't we way smarter?
Yeah.
We shouldn't give people what they came to see. Let's give them our idea.
Yeah. All right. So that was my challenge. Your challenge, on the other hand, was to watch a actually good movie, one of the best movies ever made. Do you want to let people know?
Yeah, Jackson made me watch Attack of the Clones, the Star Wars episode, whatever, 17-2, which I have now done 5 times in a row, mind you. So I have done
That's how much he loved it.
Yeah. Incredible homework skills on my part. I don't know. I don't remember the first one at all. So episode 1 of the prequel series. I remember seeing these when I must have been 10 or 11 when my cousin took me to the cinemas. I remember nothing of them. And it's pretty much exactly what you would expect.
I get being an adult and not getting anything from them, but are you saying you were a kid and you went to see Star Wars and you got nothing from it?
I didn't say I got nothing from it. I said I don't remember them anymore.
Oh, okay.
That was 20 years ago, Jackson.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I thought you meant that...
If you want to rub in how old I am, but...
I thought you meant you were like an 8-year-old kid that went and saw this movie and snubbed him, but you were too sophisticated for Star Wars Episode 2. Like, as if it's prime...
No, I bet I loved it. I remember being in the theaters, and that was I watched the one with the guy with the 4 arms.
Darth
Grievous.
Vader.
Yeah. Darth
Yeah,
Vader,
that
but
guy
with 4
too.
arms.
So I was watching this, didn't remember a whole lot. For whatever reason, I've blanked Jar Jar Binks out of my memory entirely. And as we're recording this, we're still watching the movie on the side, and Jar Jar is on the screen, and he's just talking. For whatever reason, he just talks like an actual like retarded pet. Like, Misa, bring you the fork. But for some reason, they grant him senatorial powers and I guess diplomatic immunity, which, like, if you went to the disabled children's asylum and you like adopted a 7-year-old and said, okay, you're the senator of whatever, Kansas now. That's like the equivalent. And then towards the end of the movie, okay, do I need to explain what the plot is?
Yeah, explain Star Wars. I don't know. I don't
knows.
understand what Star Wars is. Can you explain it to me?
Well, the Jedi are like an intergalactic higher peace force, right?
Yeah.
Like okay.
They're the good guys. They're the defenders
but
of
there's only a
peace.
very few of them, but they're revered, right? They're like these impartial judges keeping peace around the universe. And then there's just general, I guess, star politics and warring factions, and the Jedi have to keep eyes on them. But at some point, the warring factions are like, we don't want to be part of the Republic anymore, fuck you, and they want to split off. And the Jedi are like, okay, I mean, I don't know what to do here. And then somebody informs the Jedi that they ordered a clone army. And the Jedi are like, we did? And the like lanky aliens go, yeah, you did 10 years ago. You don't remember? And the Jedi guy, Obi-Wan, goes, oh, the guy that ordered the clone army, he's dead. He's been dead for 10 years, which kind of made me think, do they not have like instant communication in this universe? What? How do you not know that the guy whose order for clone armies you're fulfilling is dead?
What was his name? Like Cypher Diaz or something? The Jedi who ordered
Siphon Dis or something.
Yeah.
And he's been long dead, but nobody knows for some reason. They're still printing the fucking clones in the clone factory.
He ordered the clones secretly, so the Republic and the Jedi wouldn't know about it. But it doesn't make sense. Like, did they not have a receipt or anything? Did they not send the Republic a receipt for the purchase of 10,000 clones or anything like that?
I'm just going to interject here. Kaya's been explaining the story, and I've been here listening, and I'm not following any of this. I have no idea what's going on already.
Don't worry about it. There's a galactic senate with thousands of solar system that are members, right?
Yeah.
Some of them want to secede from the Galactic Union. And the two sides, they're like secretly building armies to fight each other. But there's like treachery and corruption. The point is, at some point, Jar Jar gets a vote in to give the evil guy emergency powers to activate the emergency evil army. Like, that's what, to super dumb it down for everybody, because I know it's confusing as shit if you don't care about this franchise, but like Jar Jar gets the power to, he basically hands the keys of the galaxy to Adolf Hitler. He's like, Misa wants to vote for Adolf. And then they do. And he wins, and they activate the Schutzstaffel of the universe, and the Jedi basically get their asses kicked and hands chopped off.
Now, Kaya, I know you accidentally watched the YouTube video, What If Jar Jar Binks Was a Senator in Star Wars, but tell us the real plot. Tell us what actually happens.
I'm not joking. Fucking Empress, what's her name? Palpate? No. Padme.
Padme. Yeah. I know that one.
Yeah,
She's a senator
Padme
as well.
decides, Jar Jar, my loyal pet slave, weird animal sidekick court jester that I keep around for no reason, I decree you in my stead. You will vote for me. And that's it. For whatever reason, she just trusts this fucking donkey human.
Now Jackson,
immediately betrays her trust.
Jackson, I have a question. I have a question while Kai's explaining this. Who is Queen Amidala?
Is that the one I meant? Is that
well,
Padme?
no, because Padme's the big honcho in 2 and 3, but isn't Queen Amidala the big one?
No, it's Padme Amidala.
They're the same character.
Yeah.
What?
I think so.
She becomes the queen of Naboo, and that also gives her, like, she becomes a senator as well. So, yeah. I mean, there was a different one though at the start of. Remember at the start of this one, the ship lands, Kaya, and it's like blown up. And the actual queen is assassinated. Or was that? Wait, was she? No, she was a decoy.
Now, hold on a minute. So she wears like this really dumb makeup and big ornamental robes, and then never does for the rest of the series. Why is that? Why? Why does
What
she
do you mean,
stop?
It was a body double.
So Padme is riding on the big ship during the Clone War and gets blasted out and thrown into the sand dunes. Why is the big important queen riding around fighting with the Jedi?
Because it's a female empowerment story. Just because you're a queen doesn't mean you can't do cool shit.
Okay.
Anyway,
those were
the
two
other
different
plot.
characters. I'm sorry.
No, they're the same. She's the queen.
Okay.
The parallel plot of this movie is Anakin Skywalker's, he's like 16 now or whatever. He's young. He's a young man. I don't know how old he's supposed to be. And he's now old enough to have like hormonal feelings about Queen Padme or Princess, whatever the hell she is.
Yeah, is she a queen or a princess? They change it.
No, they never refer to her as Princess Amidala.
They call her Queen Amidala and Princess Padme.
They don't call her
Senator
Princess
Lady
Padme.
Amidala.
Okay.
They never call her Princess Padme. It's always Queen Amidala or, Senator Padme.
I'm really trying. I'm sorry.
Congresswoman Padme. Anyway, she sees Anakin and she's like, my, you've grown. And Anakin just keeps creepily staring at her like, my passion burns for you. I don't want to be a Jedi, but I have to. Do you also feel like this for me, Queen Padme? And she's like, don't look at me like that. I think at some point she actually says, don't look at me like that. He goes, why? It makes me uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
That's verbatim her reply.
Star Wars little known fact is actually an incel coming to power story.
So, I mean, the second film, I assume in the first one he's a child.
Yeah, well, my next challenge is going to be for you to watch the first movie, so maybe I shouldn't.
Why are you making me watch them out of order, you fuckface? Yeah.
It's so much funnier to do it that way. But also, he's like 8 years old in the original movie. And she's like, I want to say like 16 probably. And they still like flirt in that movie and like set it up for the future.
He has like a little boy crush on her. And in the second one, he's all grown up now.
She kind of like playfully flirts back as well in the first movie. Not like too bad, but she like gives him a necklace and stuff like that. Which is fine in of itself in a vacuum. But then she actually gets with him in the next movie. So it's like, was Anakin groomed?
Well, yeah, and for 20 minutes or so of the movie, they're like, this is inappropriate. You shouldn't be perving on me, Anakin. Get out of my room. Are you Jedi mind tricking me? You're making me uncomfortable. And the whole time, Anakin is like having wet dream nightmares about her, essentially, and his own mother. And he keeps waking up and saying creepy shit like, the desire in me, I've thought about you every single day. Are you going to be mine? Do you feel the same way about me? And then she does, of course, because it's a space opera. So
well,
they
actually,
end up
you
kissing.
just brought up an interesting, not fan theory, conspiracy. What if Anakin did just mind control her into eventually liking him?
No, they explain in the movie when they're sitting in the field. You know that one shot that the meme is from?
Yeah, it's a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, she's saying, "Are you Jedi mind controlling me?" And he says, "No, it only works on the weak-minded." Which is exactly what you would tell a girl that you're Jedi mind tricking, right? It's basically like the Jedi equivalent of you're so mature for your age.
No way, baby. You're way too smart to be mind controlled. With my literal space wizard powers.
Anyway, it works. There's a lot of CG, obviously. Like I would say, easily 95% of the movie is
it's
CG.
all CG.
Pretty much everyone except the humans.
This is the start. This is the start of everything being shot on literally just a green stage.
Yeah, I can tell, and it's very. I don't know. It's kind of charming in its own way, but only I think because I'm watching it like 22 years later. It's interesting to see what movies from back then looked like, but I would imagine at the time it probably wasn't very. It's like the Marvel movie of its time, almost feels like.
Yeah, but you were 8 back then. You would have been fine with it back then.
Oh, even back then, people were
blown away.
I think back then people were even bitching like everything is green screen and effects, and this feels pretty plastic and sterile.
Adults would have, but again, kids. This hit hard with kids. Like I remember.
Yeah, for sure. I remember. I was blown the fuck away by General Grievous and whatnot with his 4 arms just waving his sabers around. I was like soy facing probably in my seat eating popcorn. Like so amazing, so cool. 4 lightsabers, so overpowered.
What year did episode 3 come out?
2005.
2005. Because I remember
2006.
I remember being a little preteen and seeing that with my dad, and then we went to Pollo Tropical. And at the time, I remember being like, "That was pretty cool. It was so good. The big lava lightsaber fight, that was rad." And now I look back on it.
And your dad lectured you on how stupid you were.
Yeah, he called me an idiot, and that's how I became the man I am today.
So critical.
No, but my dad also
comes back to that point.
My dad also was like, "Yeah, it was pretty nice," because he hated the previous two. Like, he hated the prequels, but he liked the third one.
Revenge of the Sith is definitely the best of the prequels.
Yeah. But looking back now, that's not saying much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so they keep the evil, shadowy organizations keep trying to assassinate Princess Padme.
You said her name like 5 different times somehow. It's interesting.
I don't fucking know, dude. Anyway, so the council assigns like 2 Jedi bodyguards to her. It's Anakin and his Padawan, or his Obi-Wan.
He's Obi-Wan.
Whatever the fuck it is. His master. Obi-Wan says, "I'm splitting. I'm going to go drink." Obi-Wan. And so it's just Anakin and Padme, but then at some point again, he has a fever dream about his own mom, because his mom is like yearning for him in his dream, saying, "Anakin, save me, save me." So he goes, "Padme, I know that like the Iranians are trying to assassinate you, but I have to go. I have to leave you alone here without protection on this fucking shit desert planet." He leaves. And he goes to find a slaver who looks like an anti-Semitic meme, Watto. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that thing.
He's from the first movie, or the first prequel.
Yeah, you're gonna love it when he shows up. You get more Watto time back then.
Oh,
you also in the first movie, you get the grooming of Anakin. You also get Watto, and on top of that, you get even more Jar Jar Binks.
Wow,
he's
this movie has it all.
Yeah, you're gonna love the first, and Darth Maul. The first one's kind of goated.
Wow.
I forgot about Darth Maul.
Everyone did.
Okay, where was I?
Sand planet abandoned on the anti-Semitic planet of sand.
Yeah. So Watto says, "I sold your mom." Anakin is like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I gotta make my shekels." So yeah, I sold your mom to the sand people or whatever. And Anakin goes to the sand desert of the whatever people to find his mom, who happens to immediately die in his arms because she's badly wounded and she's like a sex slave to them. So they keep her on like a...
They never said sex. Well, I mean, probably.
What else would they have her for?
Milk?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Now, hang on, Jackson. This is a series where in episode 6, Princess Leia is wearing a fucking gold bikini and on a chain leash for a giant gross monster. She's absolutely a sex slave.
Yeah, I know, but remember the fucking Andor, how there was a sexual assault scene in that, and everyone decided to cry about how that kind of stuff doesn't exist in Star Wars. Like, they were like, "You can't put this in an Andor. It doesn't exist in Star Wars. This isn't what Star Wars is." And yeah, it's kind of been...
People are idiots.
It's kind of been...
Star Wars from the very beginning has been a broken and disheveled universe. The entire point is that the Empire makes life hell for everybody, and everywhere that's not the Empire is gross.
Him and his mom are literal slaves.
Yeah.
So anyway, he finds his slave mom who's badly beaten and tortured, and like
she had one cut on her. She had one cut on her cheek, by the way, from what I remember.
Badly dying.
Well,
anyway.
Jackson, let him talk, because I'm watching this on fast forward as he's talking, and there's apparently a scene where Obi-Wan is put in a little display case and spun around like a marionette for no reason. I really want to hear about that.
The BDSM dungeon.
Before we get to that, I have to point out that Anakin, this Navy SEAL of the universe, for whatever reason, doesn't have a first aid kit on him or any sort of like futuristic.
Well, Rey could force heal. Rey could force heal in episode 8.
Wow.
7.
But apparently, this prodigy of the Jedi, which he's supposed to be a prodigy, the legend, the chosen one, he can't do anything. So his mom goes like, "Anakin, is that you?" And she dies in his arms. Right. Immediately. Like, the nanoseconds he finds her, as if, like, I would think I killed her for whatever reason, right? So he goes apeshit and kills all the sand people. And then he returns to Padme.
Well, wait. Not just the sand people, the sand women and the sand children too.
Yes. That's where the meme scene is from, where he looks at her all like sad because he just destroyed his Jedi honor, basically. He goes, "And not just the men, the women and the children, all of them like animals." And it's like, I guess as a viewer, you're supposed to go like, "Oh, but he's a Jedi." And I'm sitting there watching, like, I don't know, that's like fair. They tortured his mom. Like, I'd be angry too. It's like,
well, the sand children
really
didn't.
Evil. Yeah, okay, they're sand children. Fuck you. You tortured my loved one. It is what it is, but it's not like it's not unrelatably evil.
What's unrelatable is that fucking Padme sitting there getting turned on hearing about him genociding the sand people.
You wouldn't?
Like, she's fully supportive of it.
Of course you would. Yeah.
I don't know.
She's like, goddamn warlord.
Who
Take
wouldn't?
me. And then I think he does it. They have sex. I don't remember. At that point I was at like, I think 3x speed. So at that point, Jar Jar is voting in the Senate and he's like debating, just like Aristotle, you know. Misa think, therefore Misa I am. And he just votes, I guess, to overthrow the fucking government with his clone army accidentally. What happens next, Jackson?
That is literally, so that's what literally causes the war. The Clone Wars is Jar Jar giving emergency war powers to like Emperor Palpatine, basically, which is what causes eventually him to keep those emergency war powers. And so then he creates the Empire from that after the Jedi Order is wiped out. So Jar Jar, you can actually trace it all back to Jar Jar.
So is that the scene when George Lucas appears in the corner and looks at the camera and says, Jar Jar's the key to all this. He's the most important character.
He unironically is like one of the most consequential characters I've noticed in this universe, like canonically. He's genuinely like the tipping domino.
Which is why the fan theory of Jar Jar Binks actually being a secret Sith Lord has always been so good to me.
They should have put that in the sequel trilogy. They should have. You know what would have been actually amazing and a great risk, and I would have loved it? Instead of Episode 9 being somehow Palpatine is returned, scrap all of that. Make it Jar Jar. The whole thing was Jar Jar as a secret Sith Lord from behind the scenes. That would have actually been awesome.
By that point, it had become such a giant meme in of itself that I would have been kind of disappointed by that happening, because it would have just felt like they were just milking the audience's like own jokes.
Okay, but hold on. Yeah, fair. But do you think it's any worse than somehow Palpatine is returned?
Yeah. Absolutely. Palpatine coming back is the dumbest bullshit ever.
And it's milking the franchise. It's going, look, we brought this guy back.
Completely invalidates like the entire original trilogy. So stupid.
Yeah.
Hate that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, all that happens, and then Obi-Wan is on a different location, and he's like spying on the evil guys. The evil guys have their own droid army. He gets his dumbass captured because even if you're a Jedi, you probably shouldn't go on missions alone. I don't know what the fuck the point is of having a partner if you're just gonna split up, and then each of you are gonna get caught in your own way, which is just fucking stupid. Just have more Jedi, right? They go in an arena to have a big CGI showdown, which I'm sure they were very proud of at the time. This is like Pacific Rim, but in 2002, I think, in this arena here. What happens after?
Then all the Jedi show up and fight in that arena, like all of them.
Yeah. Count Dooku, which is like bad guy number 2, he has a showdown with Obi-Wan and Yoda, CGI Yoda, who flips around.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty much it, right?
That's it. That's all of it. That's the entire movie basically. And then so once Yoda, Dooku cuts off Anakin's arms at the end there, or one of them. During
this
the scene,
guy constantly just gets amputated. Yeah. Throughout the fucking franchise.
Pretty cool.
And I remember,
he's supposed to be the best Jedi.
Well, I remember part of that is they want to mirror his experience to Luke Skywalker's, because Skywalker loses his hand in Episode 5 and all that shit, but it's still dumb. It's just dumb.
This is apart from the sequel trilogy, which I don't think about at all, so I can't really determine where it sits. But this movie is the worst of the original 6, which is why I wanted you to watch it.
I think Episode 1 is probably still worse than this.
I disagree.
Well, what happens? Okay, so I'll ask you a question then. What happens of consequence in Episode 1?
Qui-Gon dies.
Who cares?
Me.
Who's Qui-Gon?
It was Liam Neeson.
Exactly. No, Kaya just proved my argument. Kaya doesn't even know who that is. It doesn't matter.
Because he hasn't watched it. How could he know who?
I have in 2001 or whatever.
Yeah, when you were a kid. That doesn't count. That was
Here's my point with
ago.
Episode 1. You could start with Episode 2 and nothing would change. The entire story of Star Wars does not need anything from Episode 1.
Absolutely not. a lot of things would change.
Name
you wouldn't
one.
have the context of how Anakin was raised, how he had survived on Tatooine.
You don't. Literally, the opening of episode 2 is just Obi-Wan shows up and goes, "This is my Force-sensitive apprentice. He's a scary guy." And Samuel Jackson goes, "Be careful. He's a scary guy." That's it. That's all episode 1 establishes.
You don't have the context of like, no, you don't have the visual context like movies usually show you of how he was raised and like where he come from. So that scene where he fucking rescues his dying mum from the Sand People and then she dies it's already stupid, but it would be even more stupid in Attack of the Clones if Phantom of the Menace didn't exist.
I think the problem
also the grooming relationship of Anakin and Padme wouldn't have existed to the degree that it does in this. So that would have had less effect too.
Well, no. Padme and Anakin's relationship really only starts in the second movie. In the first movie, is there anything that really happens between them?
Yeah.
Besides him going yippee and hopping off a table?
No, they get along throughout the movie, and he's obviously got a crush on her. She's impactful to him, and she gives him like a little necklace at the end.
Okay.
Well, again, then you spend the entire next movie forming an actual romance instead of that.
Yeah.
But also, you would have less context about Jar Jar Binks and his rise to political power as well. Really, all of Phantom Menace is important to the characters in the second movie. You can say it's bad, which it is.
Okay.
But it also is important to the overall story.
Okay.
It sounds like my challenge to Andrew is going to have to be watch the first movie.
Well, here's my challenge to the films. Darth Vader didn't need an origin story. He really didn't. He really, really didn't. But here we are.
If you take a like zoomed out look of the sequel, the prequel trilogy here, I think, again, the concept is cool. I do think that giving Vader, explaining like the downfall of the Jedi, explaining the universe before the Empire, explaining how Anakin became Vader, as well as like how Obi-Wan fits into it and everything like that.
I think
it was good.
Now the crux of the movie, Jackson, the literal crux and selling point and main thing. What does Anakin being a high-class pod racer have to do with literally anything?
Well, actually, it does have to do with things. It kind of explains how he's so fucking good at starfighting. Eventually.
But we don't need that. We just literally.
We don't need anything. You can say that about anything. We don't need to watch Star Wars. That's your entire point.
Correct. You got it.
Too bad. We're watching. Well, the thing that you just said literally has a point, though. Clearly, you didn't watch Star Wars. That's Andrew moaning.
I guess
Andrew moaning to each of the Star Wars movies.
All I know is I watched the prequel trilogy, and I don't remember anything of consequence from the first episode. Like everyone that dies is just never mentioned again. Everything that happens didn't have to happen. It's kind of
it was always a planned trilogy, so the consequences happen in the third movie, but there are micro consequences throughout it. Yeah,
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Micro consequences.
Yeah, what's that?
Micro consequences.
Yeah, like obviously,
like Qui-Gon dying.
Qui-Gon, yeah, exactly sure. Like Qui-Gon dying, or Senator Amidala's decoy dying at the start of Attack of the Clones 2. That's a consequence.
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
All right. So I've given you. So what do you think? What would you rate it, Kaya? Now that you've watched most of it,
am I rating it by now, or if like when I was a child, how I would have felt?
Give us both.
As a kid, I probably would have liked it, like a 7 or 8 out of 10, because you're a kid. It blows your mind. You go and you just splooge to your GI Joes. As an adult, honestly, it's still kind of charming. Like I can't give it a 0. You know, I feel it's like cute. It's like
it's history. It's history, right?
3 or 4. Yeah.
For all of its faults, I absolutely do get the charming element of this is clearly a story that George Lucas really wanted to tell and thought a lot about it. He might have sucked at filmmaking and he might have sucked at writing, especially dialogue, but I think he had a vision, and that's something.
Do you remember when George Lucas was in the writer's room and he went, okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi, he needs information on something, and the only place he can get it is a 1950s diner run by an alien named Jetster Jetson.
Yeah.
His name's Dax.
Whatever his name is. It's just so funny.
But if that's I think the intent from George there was the world building aspect of it. That's what he's always been good at, in my opinion, is making
Dude, I
the
don't
world.
think Star Wars should have a retro 50s diner. I don't. It's not the appropriate for the world building. It makes no sense. Does that mean that they had the Earth 1950s on that alien planet? It makes no sense.
I've never seen it, but was that potentially a callback to one of his first movies, American Graffiti? Because that was like at that time, wasn't it?
I feel like I watched American Graffiti.
I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that was like at a time when
73 was American Graffiti. So it's a little bit after that. Look, we know what happened. George Lucas was making his movie and he went, I want a 1950s diner in it because that's cool.
Oh yeah, wait, I think I might be onto something here. Click on the poster for American Graffiti. Literally prominent is like those cruiser cars and a drive-in diner in the background with burgers
and that's
stuff.
fine, and Lucas can have that, but again, this implies that this random alien planet out in nowhere had a 1950s America at some point.
No, this implies that planet actually went through the experience of American Graffiti at some point, as I've now discovered.
That's weird.
It was shot on location.
Weird.
The movie was shot on location at Coruscant.
I don't know. I appreciate
relatable.
I appreciate immersion in world building, and I just think throwing a 1950s diner into Star Wars is a very stupid fucking decision.
It's the same one where there's an underwater race of stupid alien Gungans, Jar Jar Binks, who become senatorial gladiators.
That's fine, because they're on a planet and they're alien life forms doing alien biome shit. They didn't take a random planet with a fat fucking dopey alien who went, I'm gonna make a 1950s American diner. It makes no sense.
I don't care. I think they should have had a Buc-ees. Would have been perfect.
Yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan should have been like, I'm going to stop at Buc-ees. Do you want any beaver nuggets? And that should have been half the movie.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But come on, you can be cynical as much as you want, Andrew, in that deep, cold heart of yours. Dark, cold heart of yours, I should say.
No, I like it.
You've got to admit it's charming to some degree.
I like it. I actually like it. I like things that are stupid and dumb, and this is the right amount of stupid and dumb.
I agree. It's not a possible movie to defend, but it's fun. It's fun.
Much more importantly, Kyle, what's your go-to at Buc-ees? What do you normally pick up?
I mean, I don't really remember. Everything is Buc-ee named, so I like the when they have the sandwiches around the center and they yell out whenever they make a new one. So I love those.
Yeah, those are
all
good.
of them. I don't know. Buc-ee jerky of every variety. I'm kind of a pig when it comes to Buc-ees, so I like
Same.
all of it.
I have yet to go to Buc-ees without spending like $100. I just pick up all sorts of snacks and shit, and I don't stop.
I have a Buc-ee onesie, Buc-ee plushies. I also have Buc-ee chapstick because I like to imagine that's what it tastes like if Buc-ee kisses you.
Oh,
what the fuck? You're like a Disney adult, but for Buc-ee, which is kind of more sad.
Buc-ees is different though. Like Buc-ees is pretty great. Can't lie.
Jackson, the magic of Buc-ee is that you have to like get really into Buc-ee and be obnoxious about it and make all the women roll their eyes. And then you chuck the plushie in the back of the car and never see it again.
But you put the chapstick on every night just to taste him.
I forget to use chapstick, but yeah, I mean, all chapstick is kind of the same. It's just, has Buc-ee on it, so why not? Which is part of American imperialism. I fucking love Buc-ee.
It's Trader Joe's for rednecks, and it's perfect at that.
Can you get a Buc-ee like body pillow?
I think so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet.
A Buc-ee Fuckdoll?
You can get a Buc-ee anything. I bet if you could evade the security cameras, you could probably live in there and never want for anything. You could probably complete a college degree entirely inside a Buc-ee and live and eat and work out, sleep, make love.
Jackson,
You're making it sound like a proverbial Garden of Eden. Like
it is. It is every earthly delight.
Existence.
It is every earthly delight you can imagine. They have all like the snacks and clothes and shit, but they cater to the whole family. They have an adult only line called Fuckies, and that's where you get like the body pillows and the Fuckdolls and whatnot.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, you got my hope.
What? No, it's in the corner.
Are you fucking with me?
No, it's Fuckies. Not fucking with you. Fuckies. It's in the corner of the store.
I can't tell
you
now.
Are trolling me.
I thought it was
There is a curtain, and it says adult beavers only. And if you peel it back, it's the Fuckies line. That's where they have like the typical shit, like condoms and lube and shit. But then occasionally, depending on the size of the store, they'll have novelty gifts like a Spencer's, so like blow up dolls and shit.
What the fuck? Wait, which one is this at?
The one I just made up because it's not real.
Yeah.
Oh, God, fuck you. God damn it. See, I don't like you anymore. I'm going to join the other official podcast.
Classic.
I was so excited for Buc-ees.
Yeah, that was fucked up, Andrew. That was like the jump scare of comedy right there.
Sniped him out of the air on that one.
Yeah, wow. You lied to him and ruined his life.
Hey, if Fuckies was a thing, I'd load up on condoms the next time I go get some Bucky brew. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Shit's so
anyway,
good.
We're going to take Jackson to a Buc-ees one day.
Yes,
or
we are.
Conquer Australia and then erect a Buc-ees. Can we? Do you guys have like a palace or something? Where does your king live? Can we drop a bunker buster on that fuck?
If I was taken by the sand people and taken out into the middle of Australian desert, would you come save me, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll write that B-2 bomber. I'll come get you.
Hey,
I'll fly a flying Buc-ees. Oh, that would be awesome.
You'll arrive there, you'll come in the tent, and I'll die in your arms.
I'll bet you there's some Buc-ees that sell guns. Perfect. I'll bet you can find one.
A Buc-ees that sells guns.
I bet that's somewhere. That's
awesome.
got to be somewhere.
Well, isn't it? It's like a what do you call it? Like Bible Belt kind of store, right? Like
yeah.
It's not like a
Do you have Trader Joe's in Australia, Jackson? Is that a thing over there? Okay, no. So it's Trader Joe's for rednecks for all of our American audience, but it is basically a full proprietary gas station, but catering towards the South. So soda pop, beef jerky, all the barbecue, like all that kind of shit. So rednecks, one-stop shopping and gas station, basically.
Well, then how the fuck do they not sell guns then? Surely they do.
I bet you there are some. We just don't know it.
Possibly. I didn't know that Buc-ees was like, I knew it was in the South, but I didn't realize that like, okay, Alabama has 4 of them. Florida has 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Texas has 35.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're all kind of like...
well, they're growing.
Texas is the land of the beaver.
They're popping up now because they're getting really popular. They're growing.
Well, in their defense, like when I see a Buc-ees, like usually when you travel around the South especially, like most gas stations in small towns are so fucking run down that it's like a risk to stop. So you usually just save it for Buc-ees. You see the sign. It's like, I'm in my Buc-ee era, the fucking road signs. Andrew, if you've ever seen them, just like cutesy little Gen Z road signs. And you're like, okay, well, Buc-ee's is only 2 hours away, so everybody hold your piss. We're not stopping. In this seedy, shitty gas station, we're saving it all for Buc-ees.
All I know is
huh?
I was coming back from a different concert at like midnight. And I was hungry, and it was late. We were kind of like, I got to get back. And then we saw Buc-ee's on the side of the road, and it was just... That's it. Plans change. Game over. That's perfect. And I got a barbecue sandwich and a ton of snacks, and it was just flawless. There was no better place that could have been on the side of the road.
The barbecue sandwiches alone.
Those sandwiches are really good.
It's always like, Jackson, like you have to understand the nice thing is you go in there and you see a cashier who is not behind bulletproof glass. And you know, okay, this is good. I can actually like shop around without looking over my shoulder and like having one arm on my gun.
I can shoot the stuff.
They're 24 hours, too. Shield. Take your fucking time. They never close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, those are Buc-ees segment.
You guys love Buc-ees. It's very...
Because it's good. It's like Condom Kingdom, but for Americans.
Yeah,
like the size of a stadium.
Yeah.
I don't have any store over here that I passionately feel strongly towards like you guys do Buc-ees. So it is
you're Australian. I wouldn't be proud of anything either. You guys need a Buc-ees, I'm telling you. Just join the American Empire. Be the 51st state before Canada gets the nice gig.
Just for Buc-ees, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Pussy.
No, well.
I can just come visit America if I really want to see Buc-ees.
Yeah, hop on a 9-hour plane ride to go to a gas station. That's a worthwhile.
9 hours, huh? 9 hours. That'd be nice.
Isn't it?
That's
9
how
hours?
long you drive sometimes.
It's like fucking 28 hours.
No bullshit. If you fly like an idiot.
No, well, including layovers, it was 28 hours to get.
Why did you get a layover? Fly direct, you dum dum.
There's no direct flights from the East Coast to the East Coast of America. You either have to fly west over to Perth to then get a flight to New York, or you fly to like California and get a layover to Tampa.
Why the fuck was I able to fly direct Japan for the most part, but I can't do that to Australia? That doesn't make any sense.
I think Japan's closer. How long did it take you to get to Japan though? That was still be like 15 hours.
Yeah, it was, I think, 12 something.
Yeah, pretty long flight.
There's single stop flights, Jackson. Yeah, from Sydney.
From Sydney? Yeah, probably not Brisbane though. Wait, to Tampa though?
Yeah, from Sydney to Tampa, 20 hours. 20 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, so Sydney's more popular, obviously, so maybe that might be why. But Brisbane, no.
Let me see Brisbane.
Back in 2018 anyway.
Yeah, no. Nope. There's one with 3 stops and there's one with 2 stops.
Yeah.
35 hours only.
Yeah, pretty good.
There's a 2-stop flight that takes 50 hours.
Yeah.
The longest one.
We'll put you in the cargo hold.
What's always funny to me is those flights that take like 50 hours or whatever are like cheaper usually than the ones that take less.
Yeah, no shit. That's the point. Like,
I know that's the point. I know that's the point, but you're costing them more of fuel. So I don't get the point.
No, you're not in the air for 50 minutes. When a flight is 50 hours, that means you have a 12-hour layover where you're just gonna be stuck at the airport for 20 hours.
That's not always. That's not always. I mean, that is also true. But a lot of the ones that are like 50 hours are because there's additional stops that you have to make. You're going on different routes,
flights,
basically.
But also
I'm
looking at the 50-hour one right now. 5-hour and 50-minute layover, and then there's an 18-hour and 30-minute layover. So you're gonna have to arrange a hotel to.
Yeah. At what point does it become not a layover, more that you're just staying in that country?
Yeah.
My God.
Just sightseeing a little.
Yeah, like what's your acceptances for layovers? Like, how long are you fine with staying somewhere for in between flights?
Well, it depends on if it's like international or domestic, but my Goldilocks is like minimum 40 to 50 minutes, just like in case there's delays, you know?
Yeah. If it's international.
No, I meant domestic.
Yeah, if it's international, I don't like doing under like an hour and a half just to be safe.
Yeah, if it's international, I'll take almost anything that's like under 3 hours-ish. As close to 3 hours as possible. If it's domestic, like as close to 1 hour as possible.
Yeah, agreed.
Not over, not under. That's usually the comfy zone.
Yeah, I don't like to stress, but I never have stressed at an airport. Like, you've always had horror stories going through airports, Kai. Like, you always message me raging about like airport stuff and shit like that. I've never had that. I've never had any issue. I just get on the plane easily and leave. And that's in every country that I've been to.
Well, la-dee-da, Jackson.
Well, how uncommon is that? Because everyone else has these experiences. And
I don't have an issue with
I travel a lot,
it's
too.
not even their fault. It's just my issue is always we get delayed like a motherfucker. I don't know if I'm cursed or what, but my planes always get blue shelled. And it's like delayed, 2-hour delay, 3-hour delay, and at some point you just go, okay, I guess I'm going to the fucking airport bar and getting hammered at 10 a.m. because like I have nothing else to do for 4 fucking hours. I can't leave. Like, what am I gonna do here?
I don't think I've ever been delayed.
What?
La-di-da.
Yeah. How often have you flown? How many times have you flown in your life?
Over 100 times.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, how is that even possible?
That's statistically impossible.
No, I literally cannot think of a time that I've been delayed, even in America. It's always been on time.
You've flown over 100 times and never had a flight delayed.
Over 60 times.
You've flown over 60 times and never had a flight delayed.
Yeah.
No way.
No fucking
utter
way.
bullshit. 0%. It's not true.
Yeah, that's actually insane. You should play the lottery if that's true.
Most of the waiting for me, any type of the only type of waiting that I've done at airports is actually just arriving and just sitting on the tarmac for a bit while they get, into the gate. Like that's literally it. That's the only parts where I've been delayed. I've always heard horror stories, and this is what I would hate for to happen is whenever people are delayed in the air and they have to like do a circle around the airport or whatever, waiting for a position to open, basically waiting for the ability to land.
I had that happen once, but it was only for like 20 minutes. Like it didn't take long.
Well, that one is like bearable because at some point they're gonna have to land one way or another. You know what I mean? Like they cannot delay you indefinitely. At some point,
I would hate for that to happen because I'd be so fucking anxious about. Wait, why are we delayed? What's happening? What's wrong? Can we not land because the gear is no longer working or something? Like I'm too scared in that situation.
No, it's usually something mundane, like the plane ahead of you just doesn't want to pull out the fucking landing strip. I just hate the plane isn't here yet. Nobody knows where it is. Okay, great. Well, fucking wonderful.
How much does that happen to you guys? How often do you get delayed?
My most recent flight was delayed.
Yeah, just this year. I remember we had like an 8-hour delay. And I was just at an airport cafe. Yeah, just sitting there fucking sipping $15 mimosas.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Do you get...
I think it was supposed to be like a 9 a.m. flight, and by the time we finally got on the plane, it was nighttime, like the sun had set.
What happens in those situations if you got a connecting flight after that?
Yeah, fuck you.
You're fucked. Yeah.
Do you get a refund for it, or...?
It depends.
You do get a refund because I'm pretty sure that like most of them are regulated to be forced to give you a refund.
Yeah, because I think you're on the same. You're on the same ticket, right? So surely you have to get a refund on part of it if you're literally unable to.
It entirely depends. They try to reschedule it through the same airline, and then if they can't, they'll either like give you one the next day or give you a refund, or like they just
they basically say, hey, there's another flight we could switch you to for free, or you can demand a refund. And then I think one time what we did is we got a refund, and then we exited not through security, but we exited, bought a ticket from a different company, and then had to go through security again. Oh, by the way, Andrew, I don't know how recently you've flown, but they finally stopped making you take your fucking shoes off.
Buddy, yes. Kaya, I got to put a big meaty hand on your shoulder and chuckle under my breath. Like 3 years ago, I bought TSA Pre, which means you don't have to do anything at all, ever. You don't have to take anything off, no electronics out of the bag, nothing. You just put your stuff through security and then walk right through.
Well, they stopped doing that too, actually. I was going to say, you also don't have to take your electronics out anymore.
Then what the fuck did I buy TSA Pre for?
Well, maybe 3 years ago it was worth it, but now I was actually surprised. I was looking at them like, oh, you know what it is? They have two separate security lines now. They have one with the old-timey machines where you still have to take your electronics out, but they also have a new line with...
Now, see,
fancy...
I've had it change based off airport. Like, I fly out of one airport, and the guy there is going, keep electronics in bag, electronics in bag. And then at the next airport, if I have a connection, I'll just put my bag up, and they'll be like, you got to take your laptop out.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Like Kaya said, some of the airports have these new machines. Like we experienced those new machines over in Singapore, and it's like super easy. You don't have to do anything. You just walk through it.
Well, be careful in Singapore though, because if you sneeze while putting your bag up there, they'll arrest you for 20 years.
What's weird to me is the whole idea of TSA pre-check. If you're able to just pay to circumvent the entire security system, what the fuck is the point of the security system?
Hell yeah.
Why would a terrorist not just pay the money? He's gonna die.
God bless America.
He doesn't have a need for money.
Security pre is where that's where they reserve the fancy machines for, where you don't have to take them out. I think it's still the same.
There's that, and also with pre, you have to go through a background check, and it's like a long process where you have to give them a bunch of documentation and fingerprints and all this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still not useful if you're a terrorist.
Well, it's still in my mind worth the money because the line is a lot shorter than the regular line from my experience. Like, you don't wait at all in TSA Pre, but the regular lines you can wait up to 30 minutes.
What's really the point if like it's never taken that long in the security line for me either. Like it's not that long. It's annoying, but it's not that long.
Well, it used to be a lot worse.
No.
You know,
yeah, I mean, it depends on the airports. If you're in a small regional airport, it's very easy, very casual.
I guess this could be different for you guys since you guys get delayed a lot or whatever, and it sounds like going through airports is a bigger deal to you guys. But like, once you get through the security line, you've still got to wait for your plane anyway.
Yeah, but you never know what could happen. So first of all, airport screenings have definitely gotten better in the last few years. Like if we're talking in the 2010s, airport security used to take fucking forever and be a nightmare. But they've done a lot of, like, you know, the new machines and a lot of updates. They have those body scanners now where you put your hands over your head so they don't have to like wand you or check x-rays and shit. But alongside that, the point of it, Jackson, is what if they pull you aside for a random screening? What if, you know, there is a line and you have to wait 45 minutes through security? You get there early just in case, so you don't miss your flight.
Yeah. Have they ever done a private screening on you guys?
Many times. All the time, actually.
Yeah. Not private like finger up my butts, but just like they every once in a while, I think they are obligated to just randomly pick 1 out of 10 bags or some shit.
Yep.
And then they open it up and they do like a little glue stick drug test. They take shit out and what is this? And you go, it's green tea. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to test this. Okay. I'm waiting here, I guess, for 5 minutes.
I think my ratio right now is 1 out of every 10.
They brought up a green tea. A cup of green tea and sip it.
Oh, yeah. I've had a friend who tried to bring a jar of peanut butter and they confiscated the whole thing. They were making their goddamn lunch, I know it. But I think my ratio as of right now is 1 out of every 10 flights I don't get pulled aside, but 9 out of 10 I do. And they will always find they'll always find something in my bag they want to text. I'll have a microphone. I'll have a this. I'll have a little stand for it. I'll have something. And they're always like, we have to rub it with the bomb powder and pull it out and look at it and touch it and fondle your underwear to get to it. I bring a guitar. I've brought guitars through security, and every time they have to open it up, flip it over, and go, oh, we just have to look at the electronics in here to make sure that it's not a bomb. It's a fucking guitar. What do you want? And it happens every goddamn time I fly now. I get pulled off for additional screening every single time. I'm just used to it.
I can't imagine actually transport, like if you're moving across the country or whatever, like there's women that take like dildos through there.
Yeah. And then you go, hey, dildo, look at that.
Well, that's the other part that you like, not really, like you're not at least going to do some racism here. Like you're going to pull aside some white granny and you're like bomb testing her. Come on. Like me, I get it. Her, come on.
Oh,
I'm holding up the line here.
I get it. Me, I get it. Okay.
Me, I get it. I have a funny story on that. My ex was bringing a gift for Christmas, and it was like a joke gift. It was a gag gift, and it was a wax candle of a middle finger, like you know, one of those like Spencer's joke gifts. And it was in her bag, and they pulled it aside for screening, and the security guy pulled it out and started laughing. And he called his boss over and he was like, look, this is what it is. And the boss was this like extremely sassy black woman and just stared at it and went, I don't think it's funny at all. And gave us the dirtiest fucking look. She could not take a joke.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That too, that like having these people just sit there and judge the contents of your bag as you're just trying to get through with your day. Like,
how many times, Kaya, have you flown through LAX?
I don't recall. Why?
Because that's the nightmare zone. I usually have okay experiences at every airport except Los Angeles airport. It is every time I go a goddamn hellish nightmare. Everywhere there, everyone there is
I told you the big ones.
Awful.
The big ones are the most awful ones. I also remember going through like Hamburg. Any big German city, international airports, awful. International airports are awful. The regional ones I love, like small town airports where everybody's just like sort of folksy and they're like, just go through. And there's like 5 people in line maybe. Those are the ones I love flying through. And then, like you said, you land at fucking Tampa and it's like just a nightmare.
Yeah. LAX, every time I've gone, I've been yelled at. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how good of a job I'm doing, some TSA agent just screams in my face about something. Jackson can attest with this one. I used to think there were good American airports, and then I went to Japan, And Japan airports embarrass us. They really, really do. They are so much better than ours in every capacity. It's insane.
Very orderly, very just straight, very pleasant to go through. No issues or drama, and you literally cannot speak a lick of the language or anything, and it's still easy. So they nail it.
And it's a warehouse too. Like in American airports, a lot of the time, it's getting this long line to get to your gate. Nah, Japan airports, it is a giant warehouse with like 50 different entrance points and bags checks and all of that shit. So you just almost never wait in line at Japan airports. You're just always walking through. It's fucking brilliant.
I loved watching, Japan. I loved watching at the airports. Everything was so pleasant. Like there were employees walking around with giant smiles and like taking photos with people, like little photo shoots and things like that. Like we were sitting at the gate for one of the airlines, and the airline staff came out of the gate and like took photos with everyone. Like,
aww,
it was
cute.
Adorable. And then they're like waving to everyone as we leave, and on the outside, as you're like, as your plane's pulling away from the gate, all the ground staff are on the outside of the plane waving to each plane as they leave. Like they bow to them as they get onto the runway.
Crew bow to the plane is so funny.
Look, I thought it was like a
Palumpas.
Meanwhile,
no, just respect and it's so nice.
Meanwhile,
so
one
nice.
time when I was going on a flight, I was at Denver Airport, which is a major hub, so giant airport, and my flight was at like 11:30 p.m. and the plane finally got there, and it was like an hour late, and the crew was walking away. And the flight controller, the person at the desk, was like, where are you guys going? And they went, we're done. And they just walked away. And then the entire fucking crew had to scramble to figure out what the fuck is going on. And, I guess we're not flying again and leaving. So that was a good time.
Yeah, that's the difference between Japanese airports and American airports.
They literally just said, we're not flying this plane, and left. It was
the
great.
Staff literally follow the plane out onto the runway and bow to it as it leaves. And in the other one, you get sworn at as you pass through security checkpoints.
That would be cute. If do you think they have traditions where if they dishonor the airline, they have to commit seppuku by jumping into the turbines?
They do mid-flight too. They strap themselves to the nose and then unbuckle themselves and fly into the turbine, so they bring it all down with them.
Yep.
Oh, that's murder.
It's honorable.
That's different. Kaya doesn't approve of that one.
It's kamikaze.
That's dishonorable.
Oh boy.
All right, what's the challenges for next week? We got to give each other a challenge.
I will drink.
Are we doing like a suicide circle? I don't want two fucking challenges.
Yeah. Okay, so who gets who?
I'll do myself.
I get you.
Okay. Jackson gets Kaya. There, it's solved.
And Andrew gets to watch from the outside again.
All right, my challenge is I have to drink a cup of water. I'll try.
All right. Kaya, I think it's fairly obvious. You've got to watch episode 1 of Star Wars now. That's my challenge.
Who do I get?
You get me, I guess. Andrew can challenge himself to something.
I don't even know what I want to make you watch. Chet is right. Can you watch all of Breaking Bad?
No, it has to be. I can watch 60 minutes. I can watch however many episodes, or 2 hours, I guess. However long Star Wars is. 2 hours. I'll watch half a season of Breaking Bad, I guess. If that's what your challenge is.
That's not half a season. That's like 2 episodes, I think.
All right, well, 2 episodes. You choose. It has to be doable.
But are you going to actually sit down and watch it, or are you going to be an asshole and put it on 3x speed? Like
what you did with Star Wars, yeah. I guess as I've proven that I did watch until dawn.
Okay, hold on. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Apple Tastes Good. I want you to watch an isekai. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Saving the day. Jackson, he saved you. I was going to make you watch The Wiz.
What isekai?
Let me see. I want you to watch.
And again, only 2 hours, so however many that is.
That's 2 episodes, or 4 episodes, depending on the show.
No. Isn't each episode of those things 20 minutes or something?
Oh, that might be 6 episodes then.
Oh, yeah, you are fucked. You're going to watch 6 episodes of Reborn as a Vending Machine. Now I wander the dungeon.
Fine.
Yes. Fuck you.
All right, and Andrew, what challenge are you challenging yourself to?
I'm going to watch whatever I was going to watch anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have to watch 2 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which I've been watching in my spare time anyway, because it's a good show. The end.
All right, that'll be
if we want to switch,
Andrew's
someone
challenge.
can give me a challenge. Fine, do it. Whatever.
All right, I'll let Kaya give you a challenge.
Okay.
You might enjoy The Wiz, actually. It's the have you heard of it or watched it?
I know the name. I don't know anything about it.
The Black
See what
Wizard of
year it
Oz.
came out.
Oh,
It is with Michael Jackson and Richard Pryor as, well, I don't want to spoil it, but it has Michael Jackson and it's all black cast. It's basically like, it's not good. Let me see the rating. 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. Actually, that's not too bad. But all of the songs low-key suck, which I don't know how they managed to pull that off with Michael Jackson in the cast.
Mm-hmm.
But you might have some fun. It's like kind of amusing.
So you want me to watch
final...
The Wiz for my challenge?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
How long is it?
Just movie length. Probably shorter than a modern movie.
2 hours, 14 minutes. You can stop at the 2 hour mark, or you can run it on 3 times speed.
Well,
once you hit 2 hours.
I'm going to watch it at 10 times speed, is the thing.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Big thank you to everyone. Official.men, free 7-day trial if you head on over to official.men, and you get early ad-free access to all of our shows, including Red Thread, Criminally Stupid, as well as a show I'm doing with Jordan and Connor where we watch really bad movies and react to them over there. It's available on those platforms right now, exclusively over at official.men and patreon.com/theofficialpodcast. But remember, 7-day free trial at official.men. So go grab that now while stocks last. There's unlimited stock, so you should be fine. Thank you. We'll see you next time. We're heading over to After Dark right now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.